Greetings and welcome to another Pokemon 2019 or Pokemon Journeys the series episode preview discussion. This time I'm talking about the preview for episode 62, so let's get to it. In episode 62, Sobble will evolve into Drizzile and it will go through an emotional change which will cause it to grow distant from Go. Now this is nothing new since this episode was shown in the latest special preview and the title for it was also revealed a few weeks ago. I even made a video covering this episode where I discussed what I thought would happen in it going by the information that was available. And as always, I said in that previous video that I would make another video on the episode once the preview was out. And that video is of course this video that you are watching right now. So let's talk about the preview then, shall we? The preview for episode 62 shows that Sobble will indeed evolve. Again, this is something that was pretty much a given based on the information that was revealed before, but the only thing that was confirmed is that Drizzile would appear in this episode. There was no confirmation that this Drizzile would be Sobble after evolving. Again, it was very likely that it was, but there was the possibility that this could be a wild Drizzile or a Drizzile that belongs to another trainer, and we would be fooled alongside the characters into thinking that Sobble did evolve, like the episode where everyone was tricked into believing that Misty's Psyduck had evolved into Golduck. But the preview for episode 62 shows that this Drizzile that will appear in the episode is Sobble after it evolves. Now the circumstances surrounding the evolution are not shown in the preview, which is to be expected, but going by the preview I did feel that the evolution would be sudden and unexpected, and it would happen early on in the episode since most of the episode will focus on the aftermath of the evolution. And it seems that this will be the case according to a summary of this episode that leaked. According to this summary, Sobble will help an Oddish and it will evolve as a result. So the evolution will surely be an unforeseen development and it will happen early in the episode as I expected. The preview also shows that Drizzile does indeed go through a change in its personality when it evolves as I expected. However, it is not the change that I had in mind. Instead of becoming cold and detached, Drizzile ends up depressed. In the preview it is shown that some of the water Pokemon in Ceres Park use Water Gun on Drizzile, who sits there with a sad expression. It's almost like they are rejecting poor Drizzile. There is then a scene where Cinderace seemingly mocks Drizzile, but Cinderace is not making fun of Drizzile. Instead, Cinderace seems to be amused by the evolution. Cinderace is like, "Oh, you're so tall now and you have this long tail now, so cool." This means that Cinderace is not rejecting Drizzile like the other Pokemon are, but still Drizzile ends up depressed and it even runs away from Ceres Institute. Before this preview, I thought that Drizzile would just be cold, edgy, and uncaring like Raboot was at first, meaning that Drizzile would just be another Raboot, which would of course be unoriginal. However, Drizzile has its own dilemma. So the question is, why is Drizzile depressed? It evolved, which is what it wanted, because Sobble wanted to become an Inteleon, so it took the first step towards this dream. So why is Drizzile so dejected if it is now closer to its dream? The preview even begins with Drizzile walking tall with a big smile, meaning that Drizzile is happy at first. So what triggers this sadness that afflicts Drizzile later on? I thought that perhaps the Pokemon in Ceres Park reject Drizzile because it looks so different now, since indeed, Drizzile does look off when compared to the rest of its evolutionary line. Drizzile looks like the odd one out. So I thought that Drizzile starts out happy because it evolved, but then the other Pokemon show their disapproval of the way Drizzile looks. So Drizzile's joy quickly turns into sorrow. It turns out that this is close to what will actually happen, but it's not exactly the same as what actually transpires. I searched for the extended version of the preview, which shows a little extra at the end, and this small segment reveals the truth. This small scene shows that Drizzile thinks of Inteleon, and Inteleon is shown looking all cool and badass. This is Drizzile's dream, its ideal form, but then this vision of Inteleon is shattered, which signifies that Drizzile thinks thinks that its dream is now gone. So I thought, well, this is odd. Why would Drizzile think that its dream is broken now after evolving once? By evolving, it took a step towards this goal. Drizzile's dream is now closer than ever before, so why would its vision of Inteleon be crushed? I soon realized the truth. When Drizzile's vision of Inteleon is crushed, Drizzile is standing next to the lake within Ceres Park. This is where Drizzile has this realization, and then it sits down next to the lake in depression. It is here in this very spot where the water Pokemon used Water Gun on Drizzile earlier in the preview. So I thought, okay, so perhaps Sobble evolves, but it does not know what it evolves into. And so Sobble thinks that it surely evolved into Inteleon, so it is happy, which is why Drizzile is seen walking so happily at the start of the preview. However, Drizzile soon goes to the lake, and here it sees its reflection in the water, and Drizzile realizes that it did not evolve into the Inteleon it dreamed of. Instead, it became something else, something that is nowhere near as cool or as elegant as Inteleon. So Drizzile's dream is shattered because it evolved into something else, and I guess Drizzile does not know that if it evolves again, it will become an Inteleon. Instead, Drizzile thinks that this is it. It failed to become an Inteleon, and there is now no hope for it. However, in episode 54, Ren did show the Sobble evolution line when he explained that Inteleon is Sobble's final evolution. And Sobble was there, so it should know that Inteleon comes after Drizzile, but I guess that Sobble was so mesmerized with Inteleon back then that it did not pay any attention to what Ren said. But I think that this is what causes Drizzile's depression. It is sad because it evolved into something that is not Inteleon, something that is the opposite of the regal and cool Pokemon that Drizzile wanted to become. I am guessing that after this realization, Drizzile keeps getting rejected by other Pokemon and then it just can't accept its new form, which is why Drizzile runs away from Ceres Institute. The conclusion to this episode will probably be that Go will tell Drizzile that it can still evolve into Inteleon. It just needs to keep training until it evolves again. So it turns out that Drizzile will not be another reboot, and it will instead have a fairly unique struggle to overcome. I am glad that the writers are not going to simply repeat the whole reboot situation again, and instead they can still come up with new scenarios. It is interesting that Drizzile's depression originates from its dislike of the way it looks, because I think that many people, myself included, do think that Drizzile looks weird when compared to Sobble and Inteleon. Sobble is adorable and Inteleon looks amazing, but Drizzile is just unappealing. I do not want to say that Drizzile is ugly or badly designed or anything like that, because it really isn't. But when I first saw Drizzile during my first playthrough of Pokemon Sword, I did think, man, what happened here? Sobble is so cute, why does its evolution look so strange and uncanny? Hopefully the final evolution looks better, and it turns out that yes, Inteleon does look much better than Drizzile. So I assume that this perception of Drizzile is so common that they decided to turn it into a key element of Sobble's progression in the anime. So Drizzile will not hate Go like many of us expected, and instead it will hate itself, which means that Drizzile will not leave Go or anything like that. Or at least I don't think that it will. If it does leave Go, it will end up with Ash, because there is no way that Drizzile will actually leave and never come back. And since Drizzile will not be another reboot, it will not spend several episodes giving Go the cold shoulder until it eventually grows to care for Go again, just like Reboot did. Drizzile will probably grow to accept its new form by the end of episode 62, at which point it will probably go back to being its usual self. And then I think that it is very likely that Drizzile will evolve into Inteleon sometime in the future. But that's the preview. Episode 62 will air on April 16, and as usual, I will upload a video review for it as soon as possible, so please look forward to it. But that's the video, as always. Leave your own thoughts down in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did and would like to see more like it, then please consider subscribing to my channel. I love Pokemon and I love making videos on both the anime and the games. Also, please consider clicking the links on screen so that you can check out more videos like this right away. Thank you very much for watching, and let's meet again in the next video.